Well, with me right now is Dan Perdale. He is the Assistant Dean of Saddleback College Emeritus Program, among other things.
Among other things, sure.
Nice to see you today.
Good to be back, thank you.
Yeah, and it's been a little while since you've been on, and it's really nice that pretty soon, I think next week, we're going to start to get some of the emeritus folks in that are the great faculty that are in this community and beyond. Yeah. And I've been working with Bart. What's his last name?
McHenry.
McHenry.
Right. And
to tell you how many people they got, I go, yeah, we can get one on for this month, and he's already given me 3 because there's so many great instructors. I mean, really, it's incredible.
Yeah, as we've talked about, the faculty really do enjoy teaching for the pure joy of the student and faculty interaction. There's so much learning that happens in the classroom, and students build those personal relationships with the faculty, and vice versa. And so, unlike the traditional classroom where you may have a faculty member a couple times, we have students who have been taking classes 10 or 15 or 20 or beyond years. And so the relationship is really wonderful between those faculty.
It is. Now, how do you come up with new classes each year? And I'm not talking about some of the ongoing ones, maybe ones you haven't done for a couple years, but thinking to yourself, you know, there's different trends, even among seniors. Right. And of course, emeritus is any adult over 18, right?
Correct.
But as it pertains to this community, there's trends within the senior community too.
Absolutely. So one of the courses that we just started again this fall was a new technology course called Life and Technology Integration for the Older Adult.
Ah, very good.
It focuses not only on current technologies in your everyday laptop or desktop, but it also focuses on emerging technologies. It seems like technology is moving at such a breakneck speed that we want to be able to prepare people to integrate it more into their life. One of the things that students can expect here within the next few months is actually an emailed survey to go out asking students, what are the classes that you hope to see over the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah.
We want to stay current and relevant. We do have those bedrock classes that won't change in art and languages and those kinds of things. But we want to make sure that we remain current and active with those trends.
Yeah, and it's always changing. As you said, there's the bedrock ones, which don't change. But emerging technology, I mean, even you talk about art. Well, 10 years ago, people weren't using tablets to create art. Now, I believe we've had instructors on that came on with their tablets and doing stuff. So there's emerging technology right there because people are not used to doing something that certain way.
Exactly.
And they find out, wow, this is fun, this is great, and that's just a small part of it.
Yeah, we have a faculty member who started with us this past summer, and she does almost exclusively digital art. It's not something that we have curriculum for yet, but she's really interested in developing that. So as we move forward, there's a lot of opportunities for people to expand their own skills and to think creatively about different ways to express that creativity. Yeah,
and on the screen here, we have basically your 4 hallmarks of what Emeritus is all about. And I think I look at all of that. I'm trying to pick out one that really stands out, but what stands out for me is mentally stimulating above everything else.
Right.
You and I have talked about this before, how keeping your mind active later in life when it comes to keeping your brain healthy.
Right.
It's been proven time and time and time again, this is one of the main things that you can do.
Absolutely. We know that each one of these 4 are essential to every class. What's really neat about this coming spring term is that we've actually built a partnership with Orange County Alzheimer's.
Very good.
To have them work with us in developing a brain health class. So we'll be offering that actually here in the village in Clubhouse 5 in the springtime.
That'll be nice.
So it is one of our first courses that is specifically focusing on that mental stimulation, not just for those who are, afraid of Alzheimer's or those kinds of things, but really on the front end of prevention and making sure that your mind stays physically fit.
Yeah, and of course another one of those is socially engaging.
Absolutely.
And for this community, I think people in general, coming together within a class and being a part of something, and you learn from each other,
Right.
not only the instructor. How many times has I've interviewed one of your instructors and they turn around and go, well, I've learned more from my students
that
than the
amazing?
students have
I
learned
know
from
it.
me.
Absolutely.
That's a common thing.
We've asked students what is the best part of Emeritus, and obviously the class is obviously the health that they
Right.
receive from those courses, but really also many individuals have said, I lost my spouse, or I moved and I left friends in a different state, and because of the program I've built new friendships. I have a reason to get out of the house. I
Right.
have people expecting to see me, and that positive peer pressure, if you will,
Yeah.
of oh, people want to see me, people want to learn alongside of me, is one of the reasons people keep going to class.
Yeah, and the amount of classes that are available and all the different things. I mean, you can learn, obviously we talked about art and music in some ways. There's history and just engagement in talking about literature.
Right.
And I mean, it goes on and on and on. And from what a lot of the instructors have told me, who have taught at other levels, meaning they were either at the college level or maybe down in the high school level,
Sure.
go, these folks want to be here. It's not like, well, I've got to take this literature class so I can get my degree.
Yeah, you mentioned
It's a
the
whole different
literature
thing.
class, and we actually did just start offering a new literature course within Emeritus. It's actually in Clubhouse 3 right now, in the rehearsal rooms on Monday evenings. But we wrote it a little differently. It's called Literature and Life, and the principal component of it is, yes, it is still a literature overview, but we really wanted to write it so that individuals could focus and reflect on their own lived experiences and how that connects with the literature. We find that that reflection and engagement with the content makes the course even deeper.
Yeah, and I know, I can't think of the gentleman's name, but he teaches philosophy.
Sure.
But the way he teaches it, and we've talked about this before, and I found it really fascinating because I go, what are you talking about, the old philosophers? And he goes, well, yeah, but you know what? Our contemporary philosophers and people, as we mentioned, someone like Steve Jobs had his own way of thinking and all. These entrepreneurs who have this philosophy. Nowadays, people think, well, no, that philosophers were hundreds of years ago. No, they're right now.
We have a lot of, exactly. You know, they're philosophers of their time, and philosophers of our time are shaping our culture, shaping the ways we think. Steve Jobs, as an example, pushing us beyond limits that we didn't realize we had to be able to focus on where can we go in the future. Philosophy in general, Jerry Binder, I think, is who you might be talking about. And Dr. Binder is one of our longtime and most popular faculty members.
Great people that I've met. I'm going to be meeting more coming up in the coming weeks. Spring.
Sure.
When does that start as far as signups go?
So registration for current students starts November 16th.
Okay.
So just about 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
After the 21st, any new student then can start registering.
Okay.
We will again have in-person registration here at the Community Center. We're also offering it at the Norman Murray Center.
Oh, very good.
And then also we have a new location in general for Emeritus, but also for in-person registration up at the Lake Forest City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And that is that up in Foothill Ranch?
Close to it.
Okay, close to it, yes.
Right.
I'm sure I pass by it all the time, but I always forget exactly where it's at.
And I do want to mention one of our hallmark classes for the spring term is coming back, which is our Dorothy Marie Lowry Distinguished Guest Lecture Series.
Oh, great.
So again, last year we had 15 guest lecturers come in, and this year we'll have the same. We had about 700 people register for that class last year.
Really?
It's here in the Performing Arts Center, and so
That's
we welcome
incredible.
everyone to come back. It's a great way to be introduced to Emeritus.
Yeah, very good. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate your time.
Hope we see you again soon.
All right, absolutely.
And as I said, we're going to start getting some of the instructors in. To find out more about it, go saddleback.com/emeritus, and you can get all the information. Again, springtime is coming around, so you need to sign up for your classes. And you can see the hardest part is figuring it out, because there's so many different ones. I mean, trying to find your time to do them all. But
great variety.
There's some great ones. That lecture series is great. Just start with that and do an art class. You got to do an art class,
There you go.
right? All right, good to see
Take
you.
care. Thanks a lot.
We'll be right back.